Well, what's up, good people? Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, this literally does not work. I hate parking garages. Thank God I've got this truck instead of Big Red, because I tell you, one time I went into a parking garage with Big Red, and I had the racks in the back, and they had the pieces that you can tie your stuff to it, and they clip that sucker. It's my antenna that's scratching the top. I know I've got 6-7 inches of clearance, but it's just unnerve wracking. I've been to my first physical therapy appointment, and she like, wow, you good to go, buddy. Which is great. I am happy to be done with that for today. Won't see her again until the 7th of July. Interesting thing. Everybody's coming out with their rankings and their forecasts and stuff, and in the grand scheme of things, do they really mean a lot? I mean, think about years ago when they said Dak Prescott is a tier 3 quarterback, Dak Prescott is a dink and dunk quarterback. He's not one of those. And now you see where he is. They used to say that Carson Wentz, was special. Carson Wentz could do things that the average quarterback couldn't, that Carson Wentz was great. And yeah, well, Carson Wentz is ass, regardless of what Philly 500 thinks. So you have to look at it from the standpoint of taking it with a grain of salt. What's interesting is listening to Colin Cowherd, who has been a Dak Prescott hater for quite a while. He's gone through and he's trying to figure out his ways of saying that Dak Prescott's not that good. He should be the 13th ranked quarterback. As far as the ranking goes, I don't see why they say that, this, that. Yeah, okay, whatever. All right, we hear you, buddy. We hear you. So he has him at 13. What's interesting is if you look at Sports Track has Dak at number 5. They have Pat Mahomes, then they have Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, Josh Allen, and then Dak. Interestingly enough, they have Dak Prescott ranked higher than Russell Wilson. I talk about this because Russell Wilson, I remember when Dak Prescott was a prospect, before he was drafted, I made the comparison of Dak Prescott and Russell Wilson, especially after the draft, because Dak Prescott, it was kind of like a Russell Wilson situation. If you actually looked at what they said about Russell Wilson coming out, that Russell Wilson, if you need a backup quarterback for a couple of games, he'll be a good quarterback for you, but, nothing special. Career backup, that's it. That's the list. We're done. It's kind of what they said about Dak Prescott. Game manager, if you need a backup, there's nobody else, take Dak. And that comparison is held true. Now, the thing for Russell Wilson, I know you haters out there are going to say, how dare you compare Russell Wilson to Dak Prescott? He is a Super Bowl winning quarterback. But here's the thing that's funny about Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson, when they won the Super Bowl, and in fact his first 3 years in comparison to Dak Prescott, their numbers are about the same, but Russell Wilson skewed on the lower end of what Dak did. The difference was Dallas Cowboys defense was never anywhere near what the Seattle Seahawks defense was. You do realize that the Seattle Seahawks had the number 1 scoring offense, the number 1 yardage defense, and the number 1 taking the football away. And oh, by the way, they also had Marshawn Lynch, who was beast mode. Those things all help quarterback. Don't get me wrong. Russell Wilson is an incredible quarterback. Between Russell and Dak, you couldn't lose with either of them. But every quarterback needs people around them. Aaron Rodgers, as great as he is, 4 NFC championship games, only won 1. So there's that. Aaron Rodgers is actually pissed off because instead of getting him some help so he can try and get that ring, they bought another quarterback in. You have Pro Football Focus. Pro Football Focus has Dak at 6, Russell Wilson in, I think, 4 or 5, and Josh Allen. Now, the thing with Josh Allen, great size, great arm, great instincts. But I'm not quite ready to say that Josh Allen is everything just yet. And the reason I say that is, and it's not about hating, and of course, I'm a Cowboys homer, but what's interesting about Josh Allen had the Amari Cooper effect as well. If you look and say, well, Dak needs people around him, if he hadn't gotten Amari Cooper, he would have been ass. When he had no names out there, he wasn't, doing this, that, and the other, which is true. He got Amari Cooper, and he was hitting Amari Cooper right away. His numbers started to go up. And the same thing happened with Josh Allen. Josh Allen got Diggs last year. Take a look. Go ahead. Take a look at the difference between last year and his 2 years previous. His numbers were nothing spectacular. They weren't. He got a great receiver. His numbers got better. That's not to say that it's only because of Diggs. You still have to be able to deliver the ball. Just because you got great people around you does not mean you will succeed. But if you're going to slight Dak for getting Amari Cooper and needing people around it, then you have to do the same thing for Josh Allen. The crazy thing is, as I look at these lists, as we hear, people talk about, Washington football team and Ryan Fitzmagic, they got Ryan Fitzmagic. Oh, that team, he can drop 400 yards on you. Okay. And I said, yeah, he can drop 400 yards and 4 interceptions too. But be that as it may, between Ryan Fitzpatrick, between Daniel Jones, between Jalen Hurts, none of those mother humpers are anywhere within the top 20. None of them. So take it the way that you want to take it. I would say Colin Cowherd is more the outlier on his ranking versus everybody else, because it seems like Dak Prescott is trading in that 8-4 range, somewhere in there. Hope you guys are having a great day. It's hot outside, and my butt is tired from all the exercising with the therapist. So I'm going to go back. I'm going to kick back for a minute, and then I'm going to go do the rest of the exercises she told me to do. As always, I appreciate y'all. I'll see you soon.